Hello, welcome to Reckoning Life Pathways, a program where people narrate, nurture and nurture their life pathways, their life struggles to motivate others out there. With me is Mr. Mosoke Lucas, a fine mind, a nation builder. I'm your host, Dr. Busi Ernest neighbor. Welcome, Mr. Mosoke Lucas.
Thank you very much. I'm so grateful. I'm so delighted to be here, and it's my pleasure to always be at the disposal of Cameroonians and the world at large to share experience and to share that which we know and that which we are learning every day to better the livelihood of Cameroonians and our community as a whole or at large. So I'm very grateful to have been invited here.
You're welcome. So who is Mr. Mosoke Lucas?
Mr. Mosoke Lucas, I wish to thank you once more for inviting me here, and I wish to say that I'm a simple person.
Okay.
I'm a nation builder.
That's good.
I am somebody who have gone through a lot of troubles in this life. I've gone through a lot of difficulties, and I learned my lesson to be able to be humble in life and to learn even for those that have gone ahead of us. So I am a staff of the University of Boya.
Wow.
I am also a founder of the organization we call Excellence Union International Group. Wow. And we created Excellence Union International Group so that we could reach out to our fellow Cameroonians.
We are going to reach there very soon.
Yes.
Mr. Mosoke Lucas, where did you grow?
I wish to say that
From your childhood?
My father was a CDC worker.
Wow. And
we grew up in many camps, but the first camp that we were is what we call driver's quarters, which is just by the side here. And from there, my dad was sent to Ekona, and I was in Ekona for some time. We're not there for too long. My dad left Ekona and came back to Moliko. So my childhood has been in many places. From there, I also lived in Boya Town, in 2 different places in Boya Town. Wow. Before finally came back again
you
to
have
Moliko.
An exciting life.
So I have lived in so many places, and wow. We saw with different people. So I have different experiences from different.
Can you narrate to us some of these experiences, sir?
Yes. What touches me the most is the experience in the Boya Town when I was living with my grand uncle, where in the place that we call Moli in Boya Town. And what touched me the most is that we were always going to the farm, to the mountain. I went to the mountain all the time. We were always going to the mountain to walk, to till the soil, to fetch or look for firewood, as we usually call it. And we were able to work a lot of farms. I learned agriculture. I was able to work farms. I was able to help my grand uncle in his farming, because he was principally, even though he was working with the government somehow, but he principally was a farmer.
You grew up with your uncle?
No, I said I lived there for 4 years. So I lived in different places.
What were the different challenges? Mr. Mosoke, what were the different challenges in the different neighborhoods that you grew up? You grew up in different neighborhoods. So can I know some of the challenges you faced from the different neighborhoods?
You know, the greatest challenge we faced was the fact that we were ignorant of so many things. We were not exposed to the real world. We were so caged into the traditional way of living, into the traditional lifestyle, and we could only see the 4 walls of the farm. Let me call it that way. After going to the 4 walls of the classroom, we come back home. It's the farm. After the farm, we come back home, we eat, we sleep, we rest. So I did not actually face hunger challenge because there was food. But when you have only food and your future is not food, your future is supposed to be built, your future is supposed to be planned. So we did not really have anybody.
Let me come some way. Let me come before we come there. Did you have some neighborhood peer pressure when you were growing up, especially at the camp and Boya Town. We know that Boya Town, the lifestyle there is not like Moliko. We know that the camp in which you grew up, the lifestyle is not like Moliko. So what were some of the peer group challenges that you encountered when you were growing up?
No, the principal issue in all the places that I lived is that the people were very strict and disciplined. So we were living a very disciplined life. Even though we usually play football and we usually play with friends, but very, very disciplined. You cannot stay out at night whatsoever. When it's 6 p.m., you must be at home. You must actually make sure that you are at home. So in all the places that I live, fortunately enough, all the heads of the homes were very disciplined persons, and they could not allow disorder in their homes. So we were very careful the way we lived. We lived a very disciplined life. And the good news is that they always caution us on the bad things of life. And that we should avoid.
Did some friends influence you at any point in your life? Did you have any turning point that some friends influenced you negatively that you overcome the challenges to be successful?
Actually, one of the good things that happened to my life is that I surrender my life to Christ, as it's always called, very young. So I was focused on Christianity. So any distraction that came my way, no, and I said, this is not the Bible. This does not suit the Bible. So I used the Bible throughout my life to reject so many things, especially negative influence. I use the Bible throughout, and I will always reject. I say, no, this one, the Bible says we should not do this, we should not be involved in this and the rest. So the Bible was like a very solid tool in my hands. Wow. So I actually used the Bible throughout my life, and was it a culture inculcated in your familyhood, like the Bible? Yes, because my parents, other family members that I lived with, they were Christians. Sunday you have to go to church. At times you go to church during the week. So I had an advantage that the Bible was in my hands. The Bible culture was actually that which I held in my hands and I grew with. So I actually used the Bible to reject a lot of negative influence from the community, from friends. There are many friends who were calling me churchman, and things like that. Hey, you are claiming the Bible and the rest. So the Bible actually helped me. So I did not find myself into some type of funny situations because I obeyed and respected the rules of the Bible. I was so clean to the Bible. And the Bible has always been my tool of reference.
Thank you very much, sir. Our viewers can text messages to the number 653-99-6877. One of our viewers already writing that vous êtes à la studio. He wrote in French. Thank you very much. Send your messages as the program unfolds. Mr. Mosoke, let's transit from your early childhood life now to your school life. Where did you school from primary school, secondary school, and the university?
Let me say that I schooled in two sub-systems of primary schools. I schooled in, let me say, a bilingual system.
Okay.
Studied in English and also studied in French.
Okay.
So combining this now, my primary study was bilingual.
So you are very bilingual.
So I'm very bilingual. So from there now, when I finished my primary school, I went to Lycée Bilingue, Moliko. And there also,
let's just focus first of all on your primary school life. Mr. Mosoke, where did you school? The name of your primary school?
I first of all schooled in government school Ekona.
Government school Ekona.
Yes.
So what were the experiences in government school Ekona?
Well, I was still very small because I went to school very young.
Yes.
So I cannot really talk about experience because we were just going to school and coming home, going to school and coming home. And
yes.
The best was my father was very strict.
Wow.
So when we come back home, we eat. We just
go
have
to
to
the farm.
Not farm. My dad was not going to the farm because he was how do you call it again? Wage clerk, or they call it wages clerk. So he did not have time for farming.
Who was your best primary school teacher?
My best primary school teacher I cannot say I have a best primary school teacher, but I have a lady whom they call Yellow Madam.
Yeah.
She taught us in class 1.
Exactly, Yellow
in class
Madam.
1, they call her Yellow Madam. That is a lady that
inspired you.
Inspired me the most. And fortunately enough, I discovered her here in Bonduma.
Wow.
It's a few months ago, and I told her, Madam, you might not know me again.
Yes.
And I said, I am this and this, and you told me in class 1 primary.
Did she impact your life?
Yes, she impacted my life because the way that they were teaching us, it was pictorial. There were a lot of pictures. They showed us this is this umbrella, all those things. So she actually taught so well. I can still recall. That is a person that still can touch me.
Okay.
I see class 1 primary school.
Wow.
I cannot forget. I am touched by the way this madam taught us, and we're calling her Yellow Madam.
Okay, Mr. Mosoke, looking at what Yellow Madam impacted you at the primary school level, and let's look at your transition from primary school to secondary school. How was the transition? Favorable?
Yes, it was favorable because.
Did you have any psychological impediments?
No, I passed the entrance to Lyonga Grammar School, Moleko Boya.
Yes.
And I was among the best students that year who were selected also. So I went to Lyonga Grammar School, Moleko Boya. Now, when I went to Lyonga Grammar School, Moleko Boya, I went through what we call class bilingue. That's a bilingual class.
Okay.
Where in Form 3 and Form 4, or they select about 25 best students in the English subsystem, and they also select about 25 students.
Were you among them?
Yes.
Wow, that's
so
good.
I was among the selected ones, and this set of people from the English and the French subsystem meet in a class that they call class bilingue. So we do all the subjects in English and in French. The same like somebody who is in Form 2 and somebody who is in 5e, as they call it in French.
Wow.
So the courses now, when we go to the class that they call 3e.
Did you face any challenges with the French by then?
No, I did not face much challenge in French, because one good thing also is that Lyonga Grammar School teaches French a lot. There's French, which is also there, and there's English.
Okay.
So English and French are also taught. And since my background, I had done a lot of English and French in my background. So I did not face a lot of difficulty to actually...
Mr. Mosoke, you are a model I admire in the society. You are a youth advocate, you are a civil society actor, and you are an administrator. I've seen you doing a lot in nation building. You are very humble, you are very loyal, and you have a sense of respect. You always advise, you are a mentor to many. I want to ask you, who were your models and your mentors in secondary school?
Let me say that the truth about it was that some of us did not know what is called mentor, to be very honest, when we were in secondary schools. But there are teachers that we admired the most, especially one of the teachers that we call Jaja. Today is a mathematics teacher. He taught us. He made a lot of fun, and we loved him so much. And he was one of the models who encouraged us a lot in mathematics, and he made us to be very good in mathematics. Yes. And we were able to pass mathematics in O levels. We also went to A level, passed the same mathematics. So he is one of the models. Then we also had another model who is a physics teacher who taught us in upper 6. One of the things that struck us the most with him is that he always comes very early in the morning, 7 a.m. class, with his flask and cup of tea. Wow. While he's teaching, he's drinking his tea. So he caught our attention in class as he was teaching us physics. And he made us to understand that physics is easy. You just need to relax. Say relax.
Were you science inclined or art inclined?
I was science inclined because I hate the sciences.
Wow. Okay, Mr. Mosoke, now let's transit now to your university life. Where did you school?
Yes. I wish to say something remarkable for my secondary school before I just jump to the university.
Exactly, right on.
One remarkable issue that happened to my life, which many people might not know, is that I was opportune, since we were in the class belong, this bilingual class,
exactly.
in Form 3 and Form 4, I was able to pass the BEPC, they call it the BEPC, and again in Form 5, we're able to pass the GCE.
Exactly.
So one has this background.
Exactly.
And unfortunately, again, I was opportune to study with one guy who was writing CAP.
Wow.
And I passed. I don't know, it's important, it's magic. 1 year study, since I was very good at mathematics.
You are a genius.
Yes, since I was very good at mathematics, and he was studying accounting to write CAP, I taught him a lot of maths because I saw the past question. I said, no, these are very simple things. So he encouraged me, he taught me typing in a very short time. I was able to write and pass. And that is also an advantage.
Mr. Mosoke, you have just said something that can inspire many Cameroonians, that can tell our youth out there that no matter whatever they want to do in life, they can make it. And I want to say, you said you wrote CAP and you succeeded. And you were in the grammar school, Mr. Mosoke. What really inspired you to write the CAP exams?
Yes, I said that. There was a young man. Actually, he came to our house. He wrote CAP in Chico. He failed. So he came to our home, and when he saw that I was very good at mathematics, he decided to live with us that year and pleaded that I should teach him mathematics. So while doing this, he encouraged me, said, because you are good in mathematics and I'm writing the accounting, please, I'll also drill you in accounting. I think you can write this CAP and pass.
Okay, Mr. Mosoke, look at the camera in few seconds. Yeah. Tell some of our youth out there, motivate some of our youth out there who have failed their exams so many times, not to give up in life, that they can still make it no matter what. Motivate some of our youth out there who want to do medicine and they don't love mathematics. Motivate them to know that they can still strive with the mathematics if they are very focused.
Yes, I wish to talk to youth, even as I've always been talking to young people, that please, one thing is very important in life. And I want you to know this. If there is one thing that you're going to know from me today, know this. You must be able to live for something. It means that you should know where you are going to. Know where you are going to and live for that. No matter how difficult the path may be, no matter how challenging the path may be, you may fail even 10 times, you may fail so many times. Don't give up, because you are living for something and you are heading towards that thing. And no matter how rough the path is, don't give up. You may write the GCE even 20 times and fail. But so far as you know that you need the GCE to be able to get that which you need in life, that which you are living for, please don't give up. I wish to encourage every young Cameroonian to be steadfast and focus on that which you are doing. You may have difficulty in some subjects. Please be ready to learn, be ready to ask others who have scaled through those subjects to help you, so that you can get what you need in order to fulfill that which you are living for.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Let's look at your transition from secondary school, sir, to the university. And I also discovered that you have done a lot of online university courses. How did you engage in this? And how did you engage in this to become very successful with online studies? Because I've discovered that many Cameroonian youths are not engaging in online studies. And I feel that we're living in a virtual world. How did you engage in virtual learning to become so successful with online studies and online businesses?
Now, I wish to say something. To say that where I caught my inspiration of hard work is when I went through these 2 bilingual classes. Because there we were doing about 24 subjects. So you are forced to work late at night. So I caught the spirit of hard work from there.
Wow.
And that is why I've maintained it till date. So with this spirit of hard work, I was able to do the ACCA, which you people usually commonly call the ACA.
Wow.
I was able to do an MBA.
That's good.
I was able to do what we call an MSc in financial engineering.
So you have done so many financial programs.
Yes, I've done so many.
That's just great.
Programs. Yes. I was able to, first of all, when I went to the university, I studied mathematics with computer science.
Wow.
But because I was already doing the ACA and I was business focused, I said, no, I don't want to continue again with mathematics and computer science. I wish to continue with accounting. So I was able to be given 2 years. So I took that advantage with the ACA and switched to accounting. That's how I started building my financial life. I started building my economic life my accounting life and started doing so many online courses on accounting, finance, and so on.
Can you name some of them?
Yes, I did courses like well, let me say most of these courses are under financial engineering, because there you have a lot of courses, IT courses, programming courses, and so on. They are all found under this bundle you call financial engineering. It's a very interesting package that has a lot of courses, and these courses help you to be able to navigate online, to be able to navigate and get a lot of inspiration online.
Mr. Mosoke, I've seen that you have a lot of financial background. I want you to motivate our youth. How can you inspire most of our youth? Because most of our youth are scared of the computer.
Yes, I wish to say that the world today has become digital.
Exactly.
The world today has become what we call the soft world. It's a world that you cannot do without information and communication technology.
Exactly.
You cannot do without electronics. You cannot do without digital facets. You cannot do without digital platforms. And I wish to let the youth know that if there is a minor that each and every one of you must convert to become a major in your life, it's ICTs. It is the digital world. It is the soft world. It is the internet. It is the social media. All these facets are there to be positively used.
Okay.
A lot of you are not using it for the positive side. You are using it for your own things that are not positive. So I wish to say that youth must develop their soft skills. All this is bundled under what we call soft skills. Skills that will enable you to carry out digital investments, digital businesses.
Okay, Mr. Mosoke, looking at that, you have been very successful. How can we adapt your success stories, especially with the ICT, especially with your financial programs, in our sustainable development goals, to see that our Cameroonian youth in a very short time could emerge in financial entrepreneurship?
Yes. First of all, I have a problem with the sustainable development goals. I have a problem because, first of all, the sustainable development goals are not even understood by youths. But I wish that youth
clarify them on that, because
yes, the sustainable development goals are the areas that the United Nations have fished out, so that anything you are doing in life, you make sure that it falls in at least one of those goals. And let me say that many youths don't even know these sustainable development goals. And so I have a problem with it because it has not actually been passed down to the youths. Youths don't even know them. They are just lying there, sustainable development goals.
No, I'm talking like this because you have gotten projects.
Yes.
Financial projects, a lot. You have written projects. And how can you, looking at your success story, help our Cameroonian youth to be able to get some of these projects from the World Bank and so on? How can you help them?
Okay.
And many international organizations.
Yeah, permit me to explain the fact that we will be starting a training that will be starting on the 20th of October.
Exactly.
This training will be holding at Landmark University, and they will be training youths on digital investment, digital trading, digital businesses, leadership. That's leadership here. We're not talking about to go and lead. We're talking about leading all this, the 7 spheres of life. Because the 7 spheres of life, to me, I even prefer to talk to the youth about the 7 spheres of life.
What are they?
Rather than the sustainable development goals. Now, these spheres are, you have the sphere of economy. The economic sphere is the one that embodies all what we call business, commerce, trade, and all this. That is one sphere. The other sphere of life is called, they call it the government sphere. The government sphere has to do with politics and anything that has to do with government. You have the sphere of the media, which is where we are today, but the media is broad. You have the sphere of religion. You know, religion is a sphere that has not been developed.
Exactly.
Because there is a lot of mafia and manipulation in the sphere of religion. And so many people are using it today rather against the well-being of others. But religion, when properly developed, is going to transform the nation and our economy.
Your early childhood experience, you said that in your early childhood experience, religion and morality was one of the gateway to your success story. Yeah. And now, how can the youth use religion to become successful in life? Yes. If you are saying the other way around.
I'm saying so because the holders of the Bible today have become mafias and crooks. I'm saying this publicly. I say the holders of the Bible are no longer role models. They are not models. They say, do what I say, but don't do what I do. And you see, that is what has spoiled it. But if you handle religion and you are telling people to do what you do, and you are doing what is in the Bible, then you don't have a problem. That is what is going to transform them. But when you are saying A and you are doing B, that is where now the problem is.
So what can the youth be doing now that can make them successful? Looking at your success story, Mr. Mosoke, I want to ask you whether your success story was so professional. I've seen the programs that you have done, and you are being enriched with the programs financially. I want to ask you, how can we niche all this spell you are calling to make our youth more focused so that their life journey can become a better one?
I want you to learn two things today from me. If you are going, learn these two things. I've said some other ones. I want you to know that you must pay the price of what you are living for. You must pay the price of what you are living for. How do you pay the price? There's what I call, or what we call, sacred discipline. It means that you do those things when men don't see you.
That's good.
And you carry out the building of your life in the sacred. During the odd hours where others are sleeping, you are up working towards building your life, reading books of successful persons in the area in which you wish, watching YouTube videos in the area in which you are living for, and other facilities, books, and the rest, all materials that are relevant.
Were there some of the things that you did? Were there some of the things that you did before you became successful?
Yes, because one of the problems which we are facing today is that youth are not contextually focused. Youth are reading, youth are going to school, but they go to school and get what is not contextually relevant again.
That can solve their real life problems?
Yes, it cannot solve their real life problems. So I want the youth to be contextually focused. And let me say that most educational systems, most educational curriculums are not contextually focused. I'm not saying all, I say most. That is the reason why when people go through this, they come out and they are not useful in the society.
That's
because
good.
Contextual issues are very important, and contextual issues are mostly found in the internet. You go to the internet and you see what is needed today. What is the world needing today? Where is the world going to? So you can do courses on your own, which are not taught in school. I study, if I tell you how many videos, how many courses, how many books I read every day.
How many books do you read every day to develop yourself?
Okay, let me say, especially the e-books. The e-books I read about 7 e-books per day.
Wow.
Especially from the period of 2 a.m. to around 5 a.m. I walk online, follow videos, follow audios, read books. So if you check the number of books, I told one guy I've read more than 500 to 1,000 books plus.
So you have self-developed yourself over time.
I've self-developed myself, and I don't wait for others to come and develop
me. And how is that helping you today?
It's helping me today because I can tell you that I am already a successful person. I know how to monetize issues in life. I've studied how to monetize any facet. If you take anybody and put in front of me, I will tell him how to monetize his vision.
Mr. Mosoke, can you tell us some of your secrets, how you monetize?
Yes.
Give us some of the secrets so that our youth want to prosper.
Yes. No, it's not really a secret. I may not call it secret because once it's already public, it's no longer
Let them know.
Secret.
Let them know.
Now, I want youth to understand this. Please, youth, one of the greatest secrets that is going to make you to become rich today is to discover who you are.
Exactly.
You cannot become Mr. X or Mr. Y. You are who you are. And know yourself. Exactly. When you know yourself, you select now the area that ties with you. Pursue it, pay the price for that area, study, do extra work, pay the price, discipline yourself, and work on it. Wow. Very soon, you are fine.
Thank you, Mr. Mosoke. You have said something there that our youth should know themselves, which is very important. There is a psychologist called Erik Erikson. Erik Erikson tells the adolescents, especially the youth, that identity formation is very important. When you know yourself, you know where you are going to. If you do not know yourself, it will lead you to confusion. So our youth should be able to know themselves. Producer, if you have the pictures of Mr. Mosoke, please may you please rule the pictures online. Mr. Mosoke, may you narrate us your life stories? Where were you there?
This is in South Africa. I was in South Africa. This is one of the chief parliamentarians in South Africa Parliament.